Thank you for staying with us on World Now. Let's give some attention to trade relations now. To try to save a fragile tariff deal and avert a possible trade war, high-level delegations from the United States and China are to meet in London. The trade dispute between both countries has already pushed the global economy into a lot of pressure. Today's meeting follows negotiations in Geneva last month that resulted in a temporary respite in the trade war between the world's two biggest economies. The agreement to suspend most of the 100% plus tariffs both nations imposed on the order for 90 days has been followed by words of condemnation on both sides. In China, the people have expressed hopes in interviews granted on the possibility of an acceptable trade deal between both nations. In the UK, more than 1,000 doctors have written to members of parliament asking them to vote against the assisted dying bill. They say the matter poses a real threat to both patients and the medical workforce. The bill will give terminally ill adults who have only 6 months left to live the chance to apply for assistance to end their lives. They will need approval from 2 doctors and an expert panel. The United Kingdom Parliament has already approved a change to the bill, which would ensure doctors will not be obliged to take part in assisted dying. Still in the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Keir Starmer says artificial intelligence is hugely transformative and is absolutely central to the UK's defence strategy. The Prime Minister is the first to speak at the London Tech Week to kick off the event. He spoke about examples shown of AI being used to improve surgical operations in hospitals, the reduction of paperwork for social workers, and also bolstering national defenses. The Prime Minister says he has set his own ministers' challenges to see how they can use technology to improve their department.
I've set the challenge to all of my teams to show me how they can use AI, not just in the output of government, not just in the partnership with yourselves and others and the delivery of services, but also in the very way that we do government. How do we transform what we do? And there are so many examples of that. I spoke to a social worker in Downing Street at one of our receptions, and she explained to me with a smile on her face just how AI is slashing her paperwork and her caseload. And she showed and talked me through the way in which she's now doing her work. And what she said to me was that this was helping her transform the work that she did because she could concentrate on the human element of it.
And back here in Africa, Rwanda says it is pulling out of the economic community of Central African State ECOWAS after a diplomatic row over its involvement in the conflict in the eastern region of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The country was supposed to take up the chairmanship of the regional bloc, which rotates between its 11 members, but it was prevented from doing so at a meeting 2 days ago in Equatorial Guinea. Announcing its decision to leave, Rwanda says its right to take up the chairmanship was deliberately ignored because it saw no justification for remaining in an organization whose current functioning allegedly runs counter to its founding principles and intended purpose. The role also comes as effort to end the fighting in the eastern part of Democratic Republic of Congo continues. Following U.S. mediation, Rwanda and DR Congo are working on a draft peace plan that is expected to be signed later this month. The government, the United States and France have also identified Rwanda as backing the M23 rebels. And for more on this sort of decision taken by the Rwandan government, African Affairs analyst Dr. Patrick Coker joins me now from London. Good to have you join us. Talk to us about the broader geopolitical implication of Rwanda's withdrawal from this bloc, especially how it affects regional stability in Central Africa.
Thank you very much. The withdrawal definitely has multiple implications. First, there are legal implications because in the international space, states have obligations both to the United Nations and to their regional body. So it affects the governance situation in that region. Looking at security, definitely it's going to exacerbate the stability within that sub-region, especially in DRC, that's DR Congo. In fact, this also directly affects the activities of March 23 movement, the rebellion group that is really encroaching the eastern part of DR Congo. This is really, really a very serious issue.
And so there are some speculations that Rwanda's move from this bloc may trigger other member states. If this is likely, what does this mean for the attempt at integrating the region in the first place?
Clearly, this is an isolated decision taken by a member state, basically because its turn to become the head of that organization was not allowed. Obviously so, because DR Congo and Rwanda have serious issues, although they have met at bilateral levels, a level outside the country in Qatar, and at a ministerial level, they have also met. But this does not deny the fact that Rwanda, being the head of this organization at this time, especially where many international bodies and countries have condemned the alleged role of Rwanda in the destabilization of the sub-region, specifically DR Congo. Having Rwanda as the head might probably affect far-reaching decisions. However, being the head also could actually fast-track some of this situation to bring peace to the sub-region, especially when Rwanda is not a small player in that regional part of Africa.
Let's look at the possible return of Rwanda to this bloc. We know that Rwanda once left in 2007 and then rejoined several years later. Is this likely to play out the same way?
Well, I believe it will play out the same way because elsewhere in Africa, we've seen nations leaving sub-regional bodies and coming back. Rwanda left before and it came back. Now it has left. Of course, these issues will be resolved at some other forum, for example, at the AU level and probably at the UN level, because Rwanda is obliged to the UN Charter, and UN Charter supports regional and sub-regional organizations to promote peace. I believe that these are diplomatic issues that are likely to be resolved in time, and this will definitely help Rwanda to be a member, a respected member, I must say, of that organization to propel peace in that region. Rwanda's role in DR Congo is very important, and this must not be underplayed.
And the underlying cause here being the conflict in DR Congo. What's your expectations in settling this?
Talks are going on concerning the issue in DR Congo. The problem basically is about rebellion against the nation and the government in power. However, this crisis is also underpinned by the mineral resources. Congo is very rich, and once there is crisis, the tendency for illegalities to go on increases. Most parts of Africa where we have this kind of rebellion and conflict, dig a little bit deep, you will find mineral resources being the main reason, basically criminalities. So I believe that when the issue of the rebellion is resolved, then most likely the issues concerning sub-regional conflicts between countries will also be resolved. But I expect that as a very seasoned leader in Africa, the president of Rwanda would deem it necessary to make sure that this issue is amicably resolved.
African Affairs Analyst Dr. Patrick Hooker, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
But that's it on The World Now. For more updates on the stories and monitoring, you can visit our website on www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we are live at TVC News Nigeria. Thanks for watching.